Got a bright light. Where
We're
are we?
re-
Are
we're
we
live.
here?
We're live. We're on.
Where am I and why am I here?
I often ask this question.
Welcome again to whatever we're calling this thing. We're going to call it the brunch.
I keep using your don't just stream
Don't dream it.
thing.
Don't dream it.
Don't just stream it.
Dream it.
I get
don't dream it. I like that actually. Don't dream it, stream it.
Yeah.
It's good. So I need to share this puppy. Did you put this through the group or your personal page?
I put it through my personal and professional page and YouTube.
Your personal professional page and where did it start? On your personal page?
All three.
Oh, it's a simulcast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
I'm simulcasting.
Simulquesting. Okay, let me see if I can put this over here. So say something while I'm sharing.
Hey, I will. I'm happy to. So we've been experimenting with all kinds of times just to see what seems to be working right now with everything going on. And we did 3 o'clock yesterday, and it was almost like kind of pseudo crickets.
Ghost town. Except no, we had a couple people. Marie showed up.
A couple people showed up, yeah. And Marie showed up like right as we were getting done.
So we're just finishing up. That's
just as we were finishing up.
That happens sometimes.
It does happen sometimes. It's a weird thing like that.
So I had suggested that we talk about time.
We should.
Because it's about time. It's about time that we talk about time.
Time is not our friend.
Time is on your side. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. Depends on how you look at time.
Mick Jagger had a way of looking at it.
That's true. Time of bottle. Who did that one? That was a good one.
Jim Croce.
Jim Croce.
There's Bishop Timon, which is a good Catholic school in Buffalo. That's where several of my friends went.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I still need to share it to my page, my personal profile. Yeah, so time. So what's the deal with length of video? Do we have any stats or information that you might have with respect to that?
You know, I usually tend to think that the shorter, the better.
Mm-hmm.
But I did a long video with a client the other day.
Yeah.
2.5 hours, and he had 500 and some views of it within a week.
But did he promote that in advance, or what was the story?
He promoted a little bit.
Yeah.
But he promotes all his other videos too.
Oh, okay.
So just when you think things make sense, they don't make sense.
Well, did he? So did he promote it in terms of? I mean, did he send it to his social media people, or did he do any ads, or nothing really?
He sent it to his list.
Yeah.
And then he's been doing quite a bit of promotion on his list to his channel. Anyway. Yeah. But it ended up being quite an interesting study because I honestly thought the shorter videos would do better.
Yeah.
And he did a bunch of fact videos about him and the different questions that his clients ask him frequently.
Yeah.
And surprisingly enough, I mean, they got pretty decent views, but the longer videos, he did 2 longer videos, and they got ridiculous views. It's crazy. I mean, really.
Ridiculous as in ridiculously good or ridiculously bad?
Ridiculously good.
Oh, okay.
Got much higher views than his other videos. So, I don't know.
But this fellow's different than the meditative fellow.
This is the meditative fellow.
Oh, it's still Mr. Meditation.
Yeah, this is our friend that does meditation. Or my friend that does meditation.
You're a friend. I've never met the Zen master.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a fascinating topic, because usually I say shorter. I always say to do a mix, frankly.
Yeah.
I don't think shorter is necessarily better. Medium is better, or long. I think it's good to have a little bit of a mix and just kind of see what your audience likes. Because nobody knows for sure.
That's true. I mean, I think I had, so trying to remember, my snow shoveling video from way back when, I believe was close to 5 minutes, and that got thousands of views. I was really surprised. So I think timing is everything. That's an important factor. But also, my best videos, I really believe, have been the ones that are like 15 to 18 seconds long. And maybe it's just because of the short attention span that exists nowadays.
It's possible. Could very well be possible.
I mean, look, TikTok is 15 seconds. So somebody knows something. Whoa. Wasn't that another earthquake? We had that on Friday.
Whoa. You had an earthquake?
We did. We had a 4.9.
Wow. I had no idea.
So we had coronavirus plus an earthquake. We were playing Risk at the time, the board game. And so I mentioned to Mari Smith, I said, well, this is probably the effect of what happens when you're trying to conquer the world.
Yeah, right.
You suddenly, the world starts shaking at you. So
I know it's so weird when that happens, right?
Yeah. So I may have some bad bandwidth because I'm upstairs now while other things are going on in the house.
I
So
if I go to my house too tonight.
If I cut out, please forgive me.
I'm over hanging out by my sugar gliders.
The sugar gliders.
I'm hoping they come at the place so you can see them. They're kind of cool.
I would think that a sugar glider was something that you used to collect corn syrup on the farm.
No.
From up high.
I'm just looking to see if they're out.
Hey, there's 6 people watching us, so maybe they like sugar gliders.
There's one.
Where? Oh.
I don't know if you can see her in the wheel down below.
Wheelie?
The wheel's blocking her.
The wheel's blocking her.
Some of my friends like my sugar gliders. It's quite a thing. And they usually aren't out. They're nocturnal.
Oh, they're nocturnal. Why don't you turn off all the lights? Because then we can't see you.
Then you can't see me. So they're nocturnal, but I think it'll be fine. So who's joining us tonight?
Well, there's 7 folks here, so maybe we need to put the link in there so that people can come on in.
I did.
Let's talk time. Well, I need to copy the link.
Oh, okay.
This is where
you want to come in and join us?
This is where we're talking about time. The times they are changing.
The times certainly are changing.
Let me see if I can find your link.
You start to get to that age, where time is not your friend anymore.
Well, I think time, the key with time is it's one of those quantities you don't want to kill it because you don't have much of it.
You don't want to kill it. No. How do we preserve it? How do we lengthen our time?
People who kill time. I think, time is very interesting because time is perceived differently. You remember how you were a kid that
it is.
You 3 weeks before Christmas seemed like 3 months.
It is. It does seem like that.
So commercials are often 60 seconds. And then we talked about how commercials sometimes are 30 seconds. And that if somebody puts in a really big commercial, they can chop it up into smaller pieces such that they wind up with a 15-second commercial as a reminder. I remember seeing something recently in terms of video. There's a progressive commercial that starts out as a commercial for 15 seconds, has a halftime show for a couple of seconds, and then finishes off with another 15 seconds. Now that's an intriguing concept. I wonder how we can apply that to our own videos.
That is an interesting.
Wouldn't it be really interesting to have a little commercial interruption of your own video, and then come back to it?
It would be very, very interesting to be able to do that.
I mean, I don't imagine it would require a lot of video editing to accomplish this, but I wonder if you could do it. You could do it with live streaming though, because we could have 2 cameras, and you just turn to the other camera and start talking to it, in the middle, and then switch back again, like with Ecamm or one of these other platforms.
I know. I think we could do that.
Just a thought. Or you cut back and forth because you have the power with your StreamYard to connect back and forth.
Exactly.
Or do a screen share of a video and then come back to the live.
Oh, cool. I just tried doing a share of our group to the live events group.
Yeah.
That Troy has. Much easier. Have you played around with the new version of Facebook?
I have. In fact, that's what I in one of the videos for the 30-day live video challenge, I actually used. No, I didn't use that. I'm sorry. I used that for I used it for another one. I used it to do a quick 1-minute video into my not mine, it's our Total Health Live group with my friend Monica Klein. So that's where we do all health topics, including, COVID-19 stuff and boosting immunity and, general health.
Very important right now.
Yeah. And so, but I used that new Facebook interface for it. And actually it was really nice, but it just doesn't give you a lot of the options. I mean, I haven't explored all the different buttons because I was afraid I was going to break it. So you can break the internet. I'm capable of breaking Facebook.
I'm capable of breaking anything.
Yeah. So, but that was interesting. Oh, and by the way, when it comes to live video, so I did a live video into the 30-day live video challenge group. And I did that from my phone. And afterwards, I put it onto Pinterest, and it took them 3 days to approve the video.
Oh yeah, wow. I was
It
going
was
to ask
three.
you what happened with it.
It finally went live today, which I thought was great. And it immediately, as soon as it went live, it got like 45 views. So I thought that was pretty good for a pin for somebody who really doesn't do that much Pinterest.
That's pretty good.
Ooh, I'm a little more wide angle now.
That's what I thought. I changed the view a little bit.
I need to work on my lighting
I don't
too.
usually like to show this much wide angle behind me, but I just got a big giant bird cage, so what does it matter? Sitting in my recliner, giant bird cage behind me. Actually, it's not birds.
You look like
gliders.
You look like, aside from the sugar gliders, you look like Eric Louvier, who just likes to sit back in his chair.
And here I am with the Birdman, Vogelmann.
Jawohl, Vogelmann auf Deutsch.
Vogelmann.
Ja, natürlich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Vogelmann or Vogelmann, Birdman, must have referred to somebody. I believe this is just total theory. They probably people who were selling birds in a local marketplace, not bats.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Birds, not bats. Birds, probably chickens, geese, ducks.
And
like the logo on StreamYard, like that duck.
Yeah, ducks. I know. There you go. The StreamYard duck.
Hey, anybody coming in? Come on in. The water's fine.
No, I know.
It's very interesting. I wonder why. There's a lot of lurkers. Oh, we're down to 1 now. So apparently we got really boring really quickly.
No, it goes up and down. It's a cycle. People and say, "Hey, let's go watch it for a few minutes."
Timing is everything in this thing. I'm just wondering if the sweet spot is really when people have stopped working, like around 4 or 5 or something like that.
I know.
Pre-happy hour.
They're going to go back to work again at all.
I think a lot of people pretty much stop around 4 or 4:30. So
I think so. I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure about that.
We have not had much luck at 3 o'clock. I'm trying to think of what our best time has been so far.
I think, but see, there's a difference between weekday and weekend. I'm convinced on the weekend you can do it almost any time.
Yeah, I think
like any time in the afternoon. But I think during the work week, for our people, many of them are doing agency work and other things like that. That they still have a little bit of that 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 thing going on for them in terms of time.
I think that's true.
And it's just a question of figuring out how to best reach them. So, but we have people, the weekends have been very good, actually.
Weekends have been very good. And nighttime has been pretty decent.
So
daytime has been a little bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have good luck. Sometimes not so much.
Yeah.
So who's joining us? Come say hi.
Come on in.
Come say hello.
Say hello.
Yeah, come
tell us what you're doing. Ask us questions.
Mm-hmm. We love talking about marketing. And this is the thing that was funny. When we used to do this before with my friend Sterling Valentine, we used to often say, you know what? It's fun to just come and talk about marketing. It's the things we talk about amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
But people get to actually hear what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's always kind of cool. I always like that philosophy.
Everything from landing pages to driving traffic to conversions to images and copywriting and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. I just really, I don't know if you saw in the group this week, I released some of my old summit footage that I did way back.
I saw a little bit of that because on the thumbnail I saw Ezra Firestone and James Schranko.
I know. How cool was that?
And having met both of them in person, it was super fun to see them.
Oh, geez. They were super fun to have on.
Yeah.
It was a big surprise. I know I wasn't expecting to see James. And then all of a sudden, next thing I know, I see not only James, but Ezra's with him.
And they, for the longest time, they did a big old podcast on there.
Troy, getting ready for a live stream update yourself. Yeah, we're trying out late night again, Troy. I don't know.
We'll see.
We're checking out the time slots.
There's going to be a sweet spot somewhere.
I haven't figured it out yet.
I do believe, and this is totally speculative on my part, that it's somewhere between, I think it's probably between 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
somewhere in that range.
And I'm not complaining. We're still getting good views. People will
Yeah.
pop by and come look through the videos, after it's done.
Yeah, I'm just talking about in terms of
Eyeball.
getting people to pop in themselves and
But yeah,
look around and
people to
talk.
pop in themselves, I think, is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, we can always arrange. Like we have. Was it? Yeah, Troy is coming right on Friday.
Troy is coming on Friday.
Friday, so that'll be like
Crazy
one.
for me too.
Yeah, that's around 1 Eastern. Friday afternoons are actually easier to collect people too than it is necessarily Monday through Thursday afternoons.
Today was a good day though. We had took a nice hike in our woods over here near us, which was great. I'm enjoying the town forest. We got a town forest that's next to us. We closed our local park, but forest is open.
They've closed a number of things around here. They finally closed our beach. And that was actually the governor ordered the mayor to close the beach because this was the only beach, I think one of the only beaches open in all of San Diego County.
I had even wondered whether they would, whether some of the state parks were open for camping early. Because I could go camping early, that would even be kind of fun.
Well, there's also, one of the things that we found too is that I told you this, I may have told you this, that they've collected a whole bunch of cash and they're purchasing masks for every single resident of Coronado Island.
I saw.
And they're distributing those on Friday. I was like, that's quite a community when they're going to bring all these masks in, and these aren't the cheapos either. And they're not the N95s, but they're good quality masks to help people not to spread the infection. It's not going to protect you from it. It's going to protect other people from what you may be unknowingly carrying. So
exactly. And we've been making a pile of those ourselves over here.
Yeah.
Masks, like crazy.
Masks. I wanted to go as Darth Vader, but it's full of plastic. So
you have everything.
If I started coughing or something, it would just come right back at me in that mask.
Probably wouldn't be so good.
Maybe not. I'd probably scare the kids.
Yeah. So who else is in the room watching?
Somebody's in here. I know where you live.
Troy's our biggest fan. He's a dedicated guy. I like
Troy is dedicated. Hey, there are 4 people here now.
Troy left.
Troy left.
You mentioned there was a Troy left.
My wife just sent me something. Chula Vista Food Service. So we tried to get the vegetables like you were talking about, but the misfit vegetables are not available west of the Mississippi.
It's a bummer.
And as I said, ironically, Mississippi is the next state that they're opening up in. So,
that's ironic.
But my wife just sent me something at Chula Vista. It's a $30 package, which I think this is pretty amazing. It gives you a gallon of milk, 2.5 dozen eggs, 5 pounds of potatoes, 2 pounds of green limes, 8 to 12 pounds of oranges, 3 pounds of onions, 1 pound of carrots, 4 pounds tomatoes, 7 avocados, 1 cantaloupe, 3 pounds of apples, 4 pounds of mandarin oranges, and 1 head of lettuce for $30.
Wow.
I think we can live on this.
Yeah. I got a big box the other day and I'm thinking it's so hard to get decent. I think there's going to be a bit of a food shortage at the stores at some point.
Well, it's possible. I think they're pretty well stocked. I think the real issue is getting the food
to stock up.
It's getting workers. If there are in rural areas, workers are getting sick and you don't have enough labor to pick produce and other things. That's another story.
Right. And the good news is they're going to start to let workers over. So
yeah.
Give me some marketing juice and go. Okay. Give you some marketing juice.
Well, what kind of juice do you want?
Yeah.
Be specific. I don't know where I suddenly got a cheese board here. I don't know where that came from.
What?
I don't know. There's some crazy stuff.
Some marketing juice.
Marketing juice. So what kind of juice do you want? You want juice for traffic, juice for conversions? Do you want engagement amongst your social media people? Are you looking for email deliverability? Because Troy will be covering that probably on Friday. I mean, it depends on what kind of juice you're looking for. Motivation juice? I get the momentum going.
Motivated.
Stay positive. Or are you looking for steroids?
Oh, a newbie coming on, checking us out.
A newbie. Newbies are always welcome.
I know.
I'm a newbie to live broadcasting, so.
You are a newbie to live.
Except for the Google Hangouts. We did those a lot. Those were fun.
I'm just starting to get back into the whole thing again, but
yeah.
Good stuff. So yeah, it's funny talking about newbies and people just really getting started out. I think the toughest thing is trying to figure out who your audience is.
Yeah.
And how to get at them.
Yeah. And you have to be
where to go with that.
Yeah. And it's being as specific as possible. I mean, it's really developing a potential customer profile. Like, who do you like to work with? Or who do you provide solutions for? Or who, well, I mean, they talk about niching or niching down, depending on whether you're an American or a European. And it has a lot to do with, as one of my friends would say, if you tell me that your audience is men, women, and children, I'll tell you no, because you do not have a message for everybody.
And then also, just trying to narrow that message down to the lowest common group. And what's funny though is so many times that message will still appeal to a bigger group.
Oh yeah,
but you've nailed your smaller audience.
Oh, exactly.
So that's the important thing to keep in mind.
Yeah,
and it's so funny too that we do so many things that don't have the same scent to them. Like I was working with one of my clients the other day, and we're talking about a couple of different things. And first of all, he was really kind of discouraged. He wanted to do something lower priced because a lot of his stuff was really high priced. He wanted to do something at a lower level that people would appreciate and come and really start to get to. That's funny. I'm reading Troy's comment.
What did he say?
He says, I'm going to throw you for a loop Friday regarding list building, not so much boring deliverability, et cetera, et cetera.
Well,
I love that.
Yeah, that's fine. You got list building.
Away, man.
If you build it, they will come.
Exactly. So we're talking about this particular thing, and one of the things that was really off for him was pricing. He had priced his product much lower than any of his other things, and you could tell it was really bothering him. And it got to the point where I said, "Geez, this is bothering you so much that I really think that psychologically, it's affecting your audience.
Yeah.
So I think you ought to raise the price." And so he did, and it appears he's getting more sales from making that decision. And he actually wrote a great email to his audience explaining why. He said, I wanted to give you a great deal, and because you've all been loyal to me, and and then literally after that said, but it's out of congruency for me, and I just can't continue to keep doing this for the cost. It's just not right.
Well, yeah, it becomes cost prohibitive to the business owner.
Yeah, right. And it's tough. You see a lot of people right now that's their heart is that I want to do stuff. I want to do something for free. I want to really get people involved. And that may not be right. I mean, it's great that you have the heart to want to do that, but at the same time, it may not be the right move for you to do that.
Yeah.
In so many ways, it may be out of congruency for you or whatever. And then same thing with, going from different places in their business, like Facebook page doesn't look like their website, or the emails don't seem congruent with the rest of it. So the branding and everything is also important when you're getting first started. But the most important thing, stick to the basic things and create something that's, minimally viable.
And if you don't have a minimally viable product or service, there's always affiliate offers.
Right.
So you can hook into somebody else's product that's already been created, and then you just need to drive traffic to the order, to the offer, I should say.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's such a great way to get started because you get to see their email messages. You get to see how they interact.
Yeah. We've seen that with people doing ClickBank offers, even like you look at some of the software products out there, like Russell Brunson's ClickFunnels. They have an affiliate offer.
Sure.
And there are, gosh, there's so many. Anytime there's a digital product out there and a big launch, you're going to find opportunities to promote that affiliate offer. So that's probably the easiest way to get started. But you still need to establish some sort of a presence, as John was saying, a branding. Right. So what's the name of your company, or is it just you? Have you created a name for yourself? Is it Joe Schmo's Fantastic Ultimate Internet Business Solutions Incorporated, or what is it that you're trying to create? But I always like to keep it simple. I love .com domains. If you can get a .com for your particular business, it's far better than a .net. I mean, a .net is okay if you can't get anything else. You'll see software companies and others will do a .co, but eventually they try to move into something a little bit better.
Or any of the new domains.
Yeah.
So many people trying to be tricky and pick up one of these new domains because it blends in nicely with their domain name.
Yeah. Well, look at what BeLive did. It used to be BeLiveTV.com, and now it's B.live.
And then it was BeLive.tv.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Well, you said BeLiveTV.com.
Oh yeah, sorry. There was a BeLive.tv. You're right.
BeLive.tv too.
Yeah.
And now it's B.live.
Yeah.
So it's
They're busy little bees.
They are indeed. And .com domains are still the most valuable, best domains to own.
Yeah, I've sold a couple of them. You need to sell a few.
Try to get one of those first.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And be imaginative. Stay away from numbers. Don't use like for this, but the number 4. Don't do stuff like that. And try to make things as easy to spell as possible.
Yeah, and like no doppelgangers.
It's hard because also if you have your business name and it sounds like somebody else's business, good luck trying to get that trademarked, because sound-alikes are kicked out of the USPTO, just like spellings are concerned. So
you know what I'm talking about when I say doppelgangers.
So things that look similar.
No.
Identical? Oh, identical.
No.
What is your idea of a doppelganger? I've had people who say that I have a doppelganger. They've seen that person.
When we talk about doppelgangers and domaining, it would be like Be Excellent. Let's say BeExcellent.com. You've got 2 E's together. And what happens is when they go to type in that domain, they forget one of them.
Yeah, got it. So I've never heard that term as a doppelganger before. That's interesting.
Hyphenizing is crazy too. I see so many people they could get the name without a hyphen, but they choose to take one.
Never. Hyphens.
Don't do that.
Friends don't let friends buy hyphenated domains.
No,
don't do it.
No.
Don't do it, because people will forget.
Yep. So those are our newbie tricks.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, get something that's 15 characters or less, and make sure you can get it across all social media. That's the other thing I always like to do, because you'll find the 15 character thing is just what Twitter limits you to, but it's an interesting way of looking at it, because you can, and there are several name checkers that are out there, which will go through every imaginable platform that's out there, including YouTube, and they'll check all these things out for you, and you will find many times, to your surprise, that somebody else has already registered these. In particular, I find that to be true with Twitter, which is why you might have a real Donald Trump instead of Donald Trump, because somebody already took that first one. So
right.
That's how that one works. Or you wind up with official something or other. But I do agree with you that the .com is the king of all the domain names. Yeah.
Doing anything else is, well, I think a mistake.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's good to spend some time. It's always good to grab your own name too before somebody else grabs it. I know people will actually grab the domain name of their children and keep renewing it just in case in 20, 30 years their kids want to use it professionally and somebody else doesn't grab it.
Right. So, I did like the live domains. I thought that was a good idea.
They were good, but I let a couple of them go just because I didn't really find them useful for me. I probably could have sold a couple of them, but I just didn't want to go through the trouble. So
right.
Yeah, domain flipping is tough. Oof.
It can be. It can be.
Yeah.
It can be. We found a good way to do some of that recently because I do a little bit of that. One of my friends is a big domain flipper, friend Gene, and Name Silo now lets people buy domains. I think in 4 payments.
Oh, that's interesting.
You can buy them in payments.
Do they
Interesting.
take it back if it doesn't go through?
Yeah,
If somebody misses the payment and they lose out.
Back. Sure.
That's pretty good. I need to look at that one.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I've got a half a dozen that I'd like to sell off. They have high keyword value, and I just wanted to.
Me too. I got some.
I just can't. I can't see myself building websites for each and every one of these domains. Although, if you do and just populate and drive some offers to them with a little bit of traffic or so, you can actually flip them on Flippa or someplace like that.
Yep, if you actually build some websites.
But that stuff is not necessarily newbie friendly. So back to the newbie thing with Marketing Juice. Marketing Juice is get excited, get creative with your branding. Not too creative, so it just appears crazy. Spend a little bit of time thinking about it, and I would say even creating your own little focus group. Get a group of half a dozen, maybe 12 people together and just bounce ideas off them. Because the brainstorming is where all that creativity comes in.
It really is. That's where the magic happens.
Yeah, the magic is in the brainstorming. And then once you have the idea, it's organizing it step by step into an actionable plan. Because you've got to be strategic about it. You don't want to be just tactical. You don't want to throw a bunch of tactics at something without having a clear vision of what your end is going to be. Like Stephen Covey used to talk about, begin with the end in mind. In fact, we used to have that exercise where you would, at the beginning of the program, you were asked to write your own obituary, all the things you'd accomplished in your life, and then work backwards from your obit down to where you are now and create a plan to get to the point where everything is true, what they said about you after you passed.
Yeah, it's so important to do that. I know I was talking to somebody the other day. We were working on their video strategy. And they had this thing all laid out. They're going through. I'm like, wait a minute. What's the end you want to have in mind?
Yeah.
Where do you want to end up? Is it to get more traffic? Is it to get more, get people seeing your website? What's the end result you want to have? So finally we get to the end result, and everything that they were doing completely changed.
Yeah, because if you're
thinking about what they want to have happen at the end.
Yeah, because if you're just an opportunity seeker and all you're doing is just throwing out a bunch of tactics, it's like launching your rockets or sending out all of your ammunition without ever having actually aimed at anything. It's that, and that's just a waste of time and energy, and the lack of focus is going to create something that just doesn't give you the results that you really want.
Not at all. So definitely want to have what your end result is in mind.
Begin with the end in mind.
Yep.
No matter Get a vision.
And map it out. Draw it out.
Yeah. Drawing is good.
Drawing
I'm a fan of drawing.
I'm a figure fanatic.
What was that?
A figure fanatic.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something like, I'm afraid not.
No.
That was one of my favorite old jokes.
I'm
afraid not. I'll have to tell you that some other time.
Well, it looks like, we got somebody just popped by.
Who's here?
I don't know.
Come on in.
Yeah. Who's come to visit?
Come in and say hello.
Talk to us.
Tell us who you are.
Nobody's wanted to come in and say hello tonight.
Not today. I think they must be all in their jammies, or they have their curlers in their hair or something like that.
Maybe. I'm going to put the link one more time, just in case.
One more link.
If anybody wants to give it a whirl and pop by.
With the thoughts I'd be thinking.
Come talk to Dr. V and me.
I could be another Lincoln.
Mimi and Dr. V.
Mimi? Is that your new name, Mimi?
No, me.
That was your stage name?
Me.
Me.
I know. I did say Mimi.
You said Mimi. That's why I was a little confused.
That's okay.
You sounded a little French to me right there.
Mimi. French.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
Mimi.
Oui, Mimi. CC. That's what they say in.
CC.
There you go.
They also say C in French. C. Yeah, it's a very emphatic yes as opposed to oui.
Emphatic.
C. Yeah, C. Yeah. So in terms of time, we still haven't found our ideal sweet spot as far as getting people to come in.
But
We do know that weekends are great for live
do.
stream video for our particular group.
Very, very good.
And when you're going across time zones, I think you have to consider that too, because we have had people, I've been on broadcasts where people from the UK, Germany, Australia, and from the Hawaiian time zone all the way through Eastern time zone have all been on simultaneously. But those are tough because you'll have people in Australia, for example, it's 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning for them. And that requires a lot of dedication. Your audience has to really want to see you if they're willing to wake up in the middle of the night.
Lots of dedication.
Yeah.
So on that note, I'm just going to thank everyone for joining us.
Thanks for stopping by. Put any comments in here. If you have any questions like marketing juice, just ask the specifics and then we'll get back to them in the comments section.
We'll talk about them next time when we're on.
Yeah, we will. Tell us what you want to know and we'll do our best to find the answers if we don't know them, or find you the right people, because we're pretty well connected with a lot of folks.
We're very well connected with a lot of folks.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get a lot of new folks on as guests.
We will. I have no doubt about that. I got some people who owe me some favors, if you know what I mean.
Right. I'm going to break their legs if they don't show up.
I don't break any legs. No. I tend to fix legs and joints. I fix them. I alone can fix them.
Well, on that note.
All right.
Great seeing you guys, and we'll
bye. See you later.